All right, last example for today. They're going to give us the equation m equals absolute value w minus 5 absolute value. Let's review what an absolute value equation is real fast. Here's a number line. Here's 0. Here's 5. Here's negative 5. Absolute value is distance from 0. So positive 5, let's find the absolute value of positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Absolute value of positive 5 is that 5 is 5 units from 0. That makes sense. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. Now, how far away is negative 5 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The absolute value of negative 5 is also 5. It's just the distance from 0. Let's review something else about absolute values. If I have y equals absolute value x plus 2, and I know that x is negative 17, I'm going to plug negative 17 into the equation. Y equals absolute value negative 17 plus 2. Seems simple enough. Now let's solve. Y equals absolute value negative 15. Y equals, and what's the absolute value of negative 15? It's 15. That's how absolute value is found. Let's get a little more complicated. And this time, let's say y equals, I don't know, let's say y equals 3. So we're going to plug in 3, and we want to find x. Do you remember how to do this? Let me walk you through it. It has two possible answers. On one side, x minus 5 could equal negative 3, right? Or on this side, 3 equals x minus 5. It can be positive or negative 5. Because remember, inside of the parentheses, it can mean either one. Since it's inside the parentheses, we don't know if inside the parentheses is negative or positive, so we solve for both. Add 5, add 5, we end up with positive 2 equals x, and add 5, 8 equals x. So if we had the range, if we knew the range was 3, the domain would be x equals 2 or 8. Now that we have absolute values refreshed, let's go back to domain and range. We're given m equals w minus 5. And they let us know that the domain, all the possible values of w, the input w, which is kind of like x, right? All of the possible inputs for the domain is negative 2, has to be less than or equal to w, which has to be less than 7. How do we work this? Well, it begins the same way. We're going to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. So m equals absolute value negative 2 minus 5. And we're going to solve. So we know part of our range is 7. And we know that the range is m because there's only m and w, and the w is domain, so that leaves m, and so m is the range. And we know that the other part of the domain is 7. So let's plug in 7. M equals absolute value 7 minus 5. M equals 2. M equals 2. So which way do my inequalities go? Well, really simple. We know that W has to be larger than -2. What's a really easy number that's larger than -2? 0. Let's plug in 0. M equals 0 minus 5. M equals -5. M equals 5. That's between 7 and 2, so we know that the inequalities go like this. We could plug in another value. Nope, nope, nope. See what I did there? We know that 5 has to be included. So M has to be less than 7, because if M was 5, it would be less than, and greater than 2, because 5 is greater than 2. Let's see how you do.